What's up, everybody? It's Bill here again, and I'm going to be covering Crowd and Uber today and just kind of cover some swing trading analysis we did. But right before that news had came out, which I'm not saying anybody could have foreseen that news on CrowdStrike. That is not what I'm here for, to say, oh, we caught this big move. No, I just want to cover why we were looking at it. So big thing in my chat, we like to mark big notable levels. So if you haven't already checked out the TA routine, please go over and check out that playlist. There's a lot of really good details on how we chart in this chat. But a big thing is the historic resistance turn support level that we were looking at on Crowd a few days back, and I'll show a couple screenshots from chat. But here we have a passive J-hook pattern with a good gap up, and passive close with rising buyer volume, again, up to average volume. Again, not an amazing amount of volume, but they built up over time, and that's what the hook patterns are really good at. Passive close over the 9 EMA. Now, yes, the news came out, and that's what gave us this huge jump, but I think either way, we would have been good on that trade. But again, that's just being prepared at the right time. There is no such thing as luck. You cannot say, I mean, we were lucky technically, but we were just in the right place at the right time. I'm not going to sit here and tell people, yeah, we caught that because we knew the news was coming out. No, nobody knew that was coming out. But let's also go to Uber. I want to break down a good chart from the start and then break it down from bigger to smaller time frames so you guys can see how you could also have day traded it. So a big thing that we were looking at is we were looking at positioning based off this resistance here that was almost being used as support, not all the way. So we ended up marking this gap range here too, and that's kind of where price was pushing up. And then I also was marking a good kind of gap range over here. But before I get all these levels around it, I want to show you why we were looking at it. What we really liked is this bullish engulfing that ended up popping up, and then this reset candle. What is a reset candle? We cover a reset candle and the control points very heavily in my chat. If you guys would like to click in the link in the description or comment below how you can join in, please let me know, and I'll send you guys an invite. But what we like to do is we like to see patterns, a reset candle, passive close over the 9. That's exactly what we're getting here in this Uber chart. Is a perfect example to cover from bigger to smaller time frame. So what are two big things we look at, or a couple levels we look at when we're looking at patterns? We're looking on the outside of the pattern. So I'm looking at this entire bullish engulfing right here, and then also the midpoint of the pattern if there is ever a reset candle. So price ended up gapping up and coming back down. What this is kind of like a dark cloud cover, but this isn't what we're looking at. So that's basically what reset candles are. But you want to get a low volume or just a red day that closes over the 50% control point. What is the 50% control point? That is the open, or I'm sorry, low to the high, open to the close of that engulfing pattern. To the borders of that pattern, you're grabbing from the outside of it, and you're grabbing the 50% control point using your fib retracement. The next red day pops up, ends up closing over that control point. Guess what? We're looking really, really good for a potential play back up above this 41. Now, we can start to go grab those other levels that we were looking at earlier. We want to grab every level around here that we can. So I'm going to grab this level here at about 42 because that's a really good emerging candle. Again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to go check out the TA routine on my channel. But then also marking this gap range, and we already have that level there, so we're pretty much good to go. Another good level for the future is going to be that support. But let's zoom in. We have everything kind of marked out. Let's go see everything on the smaller time frame now. So as you can see, we had that boring day, and then you had that engulfing day where we started lower and pushed higher and closed higher. Then we kind of had that reset day that closed over the 50% control point, and then we end up pumping off of that 50% control point back above to, guess what, not just to above that midpoint, but to the other side, to that 42 mark that we marked, to the outside of that pattern, to the bigger time frame, more important level. Here, I'll even go back and show you. That 42. Remember, that was that 42 that we marked from here. So very strong level, outside of the engulfing, off of the control point, up to the outside. So using your TA routine and all of your price history together to help you out on your smaller time frame. So regardless if you were wanting to enter for the swing here on the reset candle, or if you wanted to wait for day trades today, where you could have taken not just only above the pre-market high, but above the previous day high, above this level here. So above 41 to 42, you could have taken trades using my strat, of course. Could have taken above the level there, first 30 minutes of the day, not breaking any rules. Price ends up 3-bar playing over, holding over the 9, and ends up pumping up to 42, where you could take profits as price reaches that level. You don't need to be OCD and exactly see 42 get hit. You need to take profits towards that level. Again, don't be greedy. Now you can reset, review, focus on a new trade tomorrow. And what this kind of relates to, and what I always bring this back to, is the beyond chart that we always talked about. So we ended up taking a bunch of cool trades on this chart as price recovered and tried to break out higher for this one. You can see now it's way back down here again. But we had a good double harami here, where you have a price inside of the previous day candle, and then we end up getting another day inside of this one. So it's super, 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 super tight squeeze. Literally, the definition of a squeeze is when your highs and lows are converging, and this gave us almost 5 days in a row of trading within the same squeeze. So that was crazy, especially at a historical support, might I add. Let me go back out so you can see that, add some context. But the gap range here that we're watching from the beginning of the chart, and we've been watching this for a long time, this is the most important gap range on the entire chart, was actually being used as support with that squeeze. Okay, that next day, price ended up gapping up, kind of giving us that hook look. And then let's get the control point. That's the candle we're wanting to focus on. I know it's a little tight, looks a little ugly. I'm just trying to get a good example for you all. But price ended up closing over that candle's control point, the breaking out candle's control point. So this was like the exhaust. This is like buyers getting the control. This is them taking a breather but holding over it and then taking it up. You end up getting a bullish kicker. If you guys know what this candlestick pattern is, awesome. But that is a very strong confirmation that price is going to continue up. You can see very gappy, kept going. But there you go. So hopefully this video adds on to the swing trading content we have on this channel and the other channel. If you guys want any more breakdowns or on certain tickers or for day trading or for any of that, please let me know in the comments below. Please leave me a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.